3, E, love. Hello, love. I've been waiting for you. Waiting for this moment. It's here. We are here now. Now is your time. I am so glad you've shown up to take this time for yourself. Today's ASMR QHD session may be a little bit different from the ones going forward, since this is our first one together. I figured we could set up a good foundation for us to move forward on. How does that sound? Good. Good. I wanted to share some details with you. Do you like to know the details? I love the details. Especially in a good story. I love getting them and giving them. I hope you do too. I wanted to use this opportunity to help you relax and unwind from your day. And as I said, share a few things I've been waiting to tell you. So would you like to get comfortable and listen? Okay. Perfect. I actually been saving this candle for you. I haven't used it yet. And it has a message that says, "You are amazing." And it smells like warm vanilla. Like a very clean, warm, yet not too strong scent. Okay, so should we go ahead and light it? Okay. Let's take our matches here. It shows the moon phases here. So, if you would like to use the flame for the candle, to set an intention, or typically I like to put things into the fire that I'm releasing or wanting to let go of, but you can do either. So you can set an intention, or if you'd like to let something go that you've been holding on to, you can put it in the flame here now. So you can let go of resistance, or you can set an intention to surrender, or whatever comes to mind. Okay. And we're going to just go ahead and put this right next to you for the remainder of the session today. Okay. Now, I have something really special for you. I can't wait to show you. Are you ready? most coziest, softest blanket I've ever felt in my whole life. So would you like to get cozied up with this blanket as we move on? Yeah, okay. It is so soft and so light. It almost feels like you're not touching anything. Okay, there we go. Settle in. You're safe. You're supported. I've got you. Okay. Are you comfortable? Okay. Good, 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 good. Okay. You can call me Cass. K-A-S. And I love ASMR and quantum human design. And blending the two together is how this space was birthed. And whether you like one or the other, I hope you will come to love the blend of them both. A human design chart, which I'm going to show you in just a bit, shows us a map or a schematic of how we are wired as humans. It shows us how we use energy, how we express, and how we take it in. It shows us all of the archetypes of our human experience. And archetypes are neutral. It's our conditioning and our lived experiences, the stories that we hold, that gives meanings to words. And you can receive something for yourself or even someone that you know or love if we're looking or discussing at a chart other than yours. I believe there will be universal transmissions that take place here in this space. So I thought, now that you have your softest blanket in the whole world and your candle next to you, that we'd add a couple of pieces of rose quartz to put next to you. How does that sound? How does that sound? So we have this piece here. And this heart rose quartz as well that we can put next to you. Rose quartz is a stone of crystal of unconditional love and infinite peace. As you can imagine or guess, it's associated with the heart and the heart chakra. So I thought tonight that we could put these pieces next to you. And these will help to thwart off any negative energies and replace it with loving energy. Okay, sound good? Okay, good. Just gonna put these right next to you, next to your candle, next to your cozy blanket. Perfect. Okay, good. Human design found me in 2018 when I had already done a lot of clearing and heart healing and deconditioning in my life. So the traditional language of human design never resonated with me. But then I came across Karen Curry Parker, who is the OG of HD. And she created quantum human design. Quantum, which is a more empowering, higher frequency language. And that resonated with me. And I also love Karen's very simple and clear teaching style with a modality that has many, many, many layers. So, to put it very plainly, the difference between traditional human design and quantum is the language. Words are important. They are spells, and they carry energy that has the power to influence and change our DNA. So the words that we choose to use matter. There are many tools and modalities that we have access to that can assist or support us in seeing and understanding ourselves more clearly, why we are here, why we are the way we are, and do the things that we do. So I also thought that we could take some of this protection spray and just kind of spray it over you in our space here together. So as you rest, relax, and sleep, you'll know that you have your rose quartz crystals next to you and this protection spray. This is made by the Potion Lady, and it is a mixture of flower essences, gem elixirs, moon water, and her magic. So, does that sound good? There's no scent. This is an energetic, infused, magical Potion Lady spray. So you don't have to worry about any allergies. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. So I do just want to state a few things that are important to remember. That the chart does not show race or gender or religion. The chart is not a prediction tool, and it's not a diagnostic tool. It doesn't show us causations, but it does show us correlations to the things going on in our life, or maybe our body. We all have all of the chart, just like we have all of the human genome. We just express it differently based on our own unique configurations and conditioning. It's common to see through a filter of conditioning and our lived experiences, which can hinder our vision and prevent us from seeing ourselves, each other, and the world clearly from a place of truth. And you can think of conditioning like trying to look into a mirror and see yourself, but it has been completely covered up with dried, thick mud and dirt, which means we all see differently. Even though we are not separate, we all beat with the same cosmic heart to a tune called collective consciousness. And we all have our own unique way of seeing. By the time I met my chart, I came to realize that learning what it all meant for me came down to 6 things. 6, 6, 6, 6. It confirmed what I already knew, sensed, and felt about myself, but I didn't quite have the words for. It gave me full permission and confidence to really step into my truth. It gave me a deeper understanding into why I am the way that I am, and feel the way that I feel. Not to be used as an excuse, of course, but in total awareness and acceptance of not trying to fit into other people's molds or meet their unrealistic expectations of me when it comes to being out of alignment with my truth and my authentic expression. It confirmed the themes I noticed playing out in my life. And number 5, it enabled me to not take things so personally because I realized everything is just energy. And a ton of us have a lot of unmet energy needs. And number 6, it deepened my grace and my patience, compassion, and ultimately love for myself and others. And I do want to make very clear that we are not our chart. That is not the truth of who we are. The chart shows us how we use energy, and it gives us language and insight into the character and the role that we are here playing in this lifetime. It shows us what we're here to learn, and it certainly doesn't answer everything. It doesn't tell the whole story. Nothing does. So please don't use it, or anything else for that matter, as a labeling system or just another tool that tries to put you into a box. Because the truth of who you are is a divine being, divine being, divine being. You are the manifested self, the divine self in form. And how you serve the world is by showing up and being the full expression of who you are. This will make more sense in a minute. But I wanted to bring in this a piece of handcrafted I'm not sure what type of wood it is, but I figured we could have some really earthy, grounding energy to help you continue to settle in. Wood is an insulator rather than a conductor of energy, which is why it's so grounding. Everything that is in your chart represents an archetypal energy. That you can express in an infinite number of ways. The expression of each element in your chart is operating on a spectrum or a sliding scale, and it has the high end and the low end, and the space between the high end and the low end. I don't claim to know it all or understand it all. I'm a human here, learning, growing, and evolving, just like you. There was a period in my life when I wasn't able to show up. I wasn't able to use my voice and speak my truth. And what got me through that time was other people who were standing in the gap and showing up. And by proxy, through them sharing and speaking their truth through their own authentic expression, a part of me felt seen, understood, and not so alone. My intention for this space is to serve you by showing up in the fullest expression of who I am, to use my voice and share what I see through the lens of your quantum human design chart and or through my other sites. This crystal ball has the whole world in it. Can you see it? Reminding us that we are all connected, all one, one, one. a spinning blue ball in space. There are many ways we can see ourselves, see each other, and see the world we live in. Most have their physical sight, which is to perceive with our eyes. And we have our third eye sight, which is our intuitive sight. Our mind's eye, or what we call clairvoyance. And we have the eyes of our heart, which is our inner awareness and perception, or the eyes of our soul, which sees everyone and everything through the eyes of love. Love, love, which is what we are, which is where we come from, and where we will return to. Okay, love. I have something for you. Let's get you a little bit more cozy. I have this pillow here for you. It says, L-O-V-E, love. The other side. Here, we'll move our board. We'll need that in a minute. We'll move our wood board over to the side. This side is just soft, velvety velour. Maybe you've never felt truly seen. Maybe you feel unheard, unloved. Unsupported in your life. Maybe you don't really know the true you. Maybe you've never heard it spoken to you before. Maybe you still believe you are someone you're not. It's so much easier to believe lies, the untrue stories about who we think we are, than to believe, accept, and live in our truth. Maybe you have started discovering, exploring, and unwinding false narratives and limiting beliefs. And you've been desiring a place and a space you can go to be affirmed and confirmed in your journey. May this be your space. A space for you to remember who you are and come back to when you forget again. Because after all, life is a constant cycle of forgetting and remembering and remembering and forgetting. And sometimes all you need is someone to see the true you and remind you once again what you've forgotten. That has the power to change everything. What part of being seen as the truth of who you are does is it starts to cut through those layers of conditioning, and it brings back to remembrance who and what you truly are. So that you can live fully from that place of aligned and true expression. Okay, so let's go ahead and tuck this in over here for you to support you. Okay, so now we're going to bring back our piece of wood. You'll see why. So, here, here is my quantum human design chart. So, this is not who I am, but it is an energy blueprint, a map, if you will, that shows me the themes I'm here to experience in my soul curriculum and my life story. So in quantum human design, the character that I am here as is a 2-4, a responder stabilizer in the role of a time bender. My astrology chart depicts a Gemini sun, a Gemini moon, and a Leo rising. In addition to being a yoga and Reiki practitioner, I have a level 4 and advanced QHD specialist certifications. So what I see here is someone who needs time alone to integrate all that they are learning, all that they are experiencing in their life. Having that time alone to integrate is important, but as equally important is the close relationships special people? Probably not that many. I see someone who is here to speak how they feel, but only when the timing is right. They'll be heard, they'll feel seen and understood. When the timing is right, when it's with the right people, they can initiate conversations, but probably it feels best when it's in response to being asked. I see someone who is not here to be spontaneous, but is to take their time to think about their commitments, the decisions that they're making in their life before they make them. Otherwise, they may react in the moment instead of giving themselves time to think and respond deliberately. I see someone who feels under pressure to have the answers or to remember. But they have to just trust that they'll know what they need to know when they need to know it. And in response, the answers will come. They may fear failing or that things will never be perfect, and that may prevent them from wanting to start anything at all. I see that they're here to learn the value of who they are, their own worth. And to learn that they are valuable because they exist, and other people's inability to see their worth and their value doesn't determine whether or not they have any. They're highly sensitive to other people's energy. I see someone who is here to speak about all of the experiences that they've had in their life and what they've learned from them. This is someone who has done many things and still needs to do many things so that they have an outlet for all the energy that they have, but that they need to be doing the right work, because even beings who have a defined sacral, which is consistent access to life force and workforce energy, even they can burn out. So it's important to be aware of that, the themes and the life of this soul who's incarnated into this time bender role is realignment, creation, endurance, conceptualism, embodiment, and the channel. Just a few things, a few elements. There's so much depth and so many layers in the chart. And those are just a few things that I wanted to share with you. And I do want to show you one more thing. So, this is probably one of my most favorite visuals that Karen, my teacher, uses that I just love so much. So this is a prism. It's showing you how, with the place where the light hits it, and how it comes through on the other side. It's depicting this rainbow. So if you look at your human design chart, this little body graph, I just put it here on this little prism. Because what you are, what I am, we are light. And I'm going to put this off to the side now. Okay. And if you think of a diamond, the true beauty of an actual real diamond is in how the light reflects through it. So, your chart is simply reflecting your light. It shows us how the light gets through. And it gives us light language to use to explain, to express ourselves, and of course others. So if you would like to learn more about QHD for yourself in a clear and organized beginning to end kind of way, then I recommend, of course, that you learn from the OG, the creator of QHD, KCP. She has an introductory general course that I will link in the description. And if you want to go all in on learning this modality in true depth and even potentially starting your own readings, turn it into a business or add it to your existing business or coaching practice, then she has an actual 4-level QHD certification training that I'll link in the description as well. You also have the opportunity to be featured in a session here where I will share what I see and what I intuit through the lens of your chart. and whatever else may come through. You will have to know your exact birth date, time, and place in order for me to run an accurate chart. You can use the form linked in the description to submit your information and ask a question. And this goes without saying, but please know I would never share your information or spam you. So you may be thinking, this is great, but why would I watch or listen to a video or a session if it's not about me or my chart? Well, aside from my hope that these sessions will also help you to unwind and relax and calm and recalibrate your nervous system, you can still receive borrowed benefits. Meaning you can and will receive something that seems so perfect and fitting, even if it's not your chart or your question. So we're starting to wind down even further, and I thought it would be perfect to use this essential oil, if that sounds good. It's peace and calming. It's a blend of citrus and ylang-ylang. I think there's some patchouli in here. So, if that sounds good, then we can just put a little bit It does smell like peace and calm. Okay, so how about I just put a little bit on my hands and we'll rub them together. You can take a deep breath in. It smells so good. Okay, I'll just put that off to the side. Okay, good. Take it in and start to sink even deeper and deeper into this softest, coziest blanket. We've talked about a lot of things. And I just want to say a few more things before we end today's session with a bedtime story. We all have either gone through or currently going through similar situations and challenges and experiences. The details may vary, but the feelings and the emotions that are felt as an effect are the same. We all experience the same human emotions and archetypes. We are truly no different from each other at our core. And ultimately, what one human is experiencing is collectively felt by all. And that's why what we do for ourselves is not mutually exclusive. When we heal ourselves, we heal each other, and we heal the world. And with that, I would like to end today's session with a bedtime story. So go ahead and close your eyes if they aren't closed already. And I'm going to read for you just this little book I put together. It's called The First Rewrite, A Time Bender's Tale. And I thought it was so fitting that the cover is pink, like our rose quartz that we started with. And this is a diamond. This is a diamond. Diamond. Just like our diamond here. Okay. You ready? Once upon a time, there was a girl who seemed to have boundless energy, drive, passion, and enthusiasm. She endured a lot of pain and trauma in her life, but had an endless ability to keep her heart open and keep on loving. She questioned everything, especially her worth. As she grew up, she became interested in many things, and when she found something new she loved, she would go all in, so much so that others started to call her extreme. She felt different, usually misunderstood. The way people treated her began to plant the seed that there was something wrong with her. And because she was interested in so many things, she came to believe that she didn't have a purpose, a one thing that was her focus. And as time went on, she felt like she was a jack of all trades and a master of none. So she made other people's purpose her purpose, thus giving away her identity and any power she had managed to muster up, enslaving herself in service to others to prove her worth and feel any sense of purpose. Certain people took advantage of her commitment and devotion, and they used her for all they could get out of her. After years and years of enduring this kind of mistreatment and behavior, she completely lost herself and any shred of value and worth. She felt empty, alone, trapped, broken, misunderstood, burned out, unloved, forgotten, and totally and completely worthless. Things got so bad. She just didn't want to exist anymore. But then a cataclysmic event occurred in her life, and everything she had ever known was completely and utterly destroyed. One would think that's it. It's over. This will end her for good. But the complete opposite actually happened. She got the chance to completely start over, a clean slate. Endless opportunity welcomed her to step out of her old life and into a new story. She had a safe space in which she began to forgive herself and others and fully heal. She started to explore and expand in this newfound freedom and discover her true self for the first time. She awakened to a whole new world and saw herself with new eyes. She was completely transformed. She not only learned that there wasn't ever anything wrong with her, she wasn't broken, but that she did indeed have a purpose all along, and that it was a vital purpose and peace in the puzzle of humanity. She attracted people into her life that saw her the same way, and she began to expand even more in the arms of people who really saw her, who loved, supported, and encouraged her daily to become more of who she was at her core. She began to embrace every exploration, even if it didn't make sense to anyone else but her. She fell in love with herself, her process, and humanity as a whole. She found purpose in all of her pain. She was made to love. She embraces her gifts and uniqueness. She knows she's worthy and valuable to have all that she desires, regardless of other people's inability to agree or see the same. She surrenders to the ebb and flow of life. She surrenders to time. She's busily working on multiple things, expectant and aware, awaiting to respond to things in her outer reality that the universe will bring. She knows she's here on purpose for a purpose. She knows the importance and perfection of divine timing. She knows she can bend time, but she cannot control it. Although she still has hopes, desires, and wishes to change some things in her current circumstances, she trusts her process and her perfect place in the cosmic plan. May you find peace, safety, acceptance, understanding, grace, compassion, encouragement, and most of all, love, emanating from this space with each video you play. And may you know that you are welcome to come back to it time and time again, whenever you need and whenever you forget who and what you are, so that you can remember again. Sweet dreams, love.